2 changes, in fact, being made for Tivoli Gardens.
Therefore, Gray coming in for Elliott.
Gray, the number 18 in for Elliott. And there's one more change that we'll confirm for you in a moment.
Bowers came in. Sour surprise came in for Garrison.
Oh, so Garrison is out. Guthrie for Arnett. Holds the ball up, Guthrie. His cross is threatening. Oh, to the post! Wow! I don't think he intended that. He was heading for the far post there with one of his onrushing forwards going to the back post. There's Guthrie, the 22-year-old Arnett Gardens captain, who was pretty tame in the first half. Now wants to come to life in the second half at the start of it. He holds the ball up well. He goes for the cross here. Thompson near post. Watkins looked to have had that covered, but I think he was going for the far post, where
might have surprised himself.
Men were rushing on for a headed opportunity. Simpson with a sliding challenge on Morgan. Averts the danger, at least for the moment.
An attempt from Guthrie, or an attempt that came from the intended cross, would have given Arnett a good lift for the start of the second half here. First attack, always good to get that under your belt.
Tivoli on the attack there. Devoy Gray, who has just come on, turning into the box and looking threatening. Kong trying to play the ball through. I think he was looking for his captain, but it was a badly directed pass. Lopez for Arnett. Lopez. Martin goes looking for Harvey Barnes, but Barnes doesn't have the legs to get to that. An overhit pass.
Well,
Martin.
We've seen sign already, Lance, in the second half, where Arnett is looking to do what we've spoken about in terms of the transition, in terms of bringing their midfield play into position, despite having the win to their advantage, looking to put it on the turf and really have a good build-up play, which brings their midfield into the game.
Gray, the substitute. Oh, Smith gets into the way there of roaming. Bowers, I think that's the second substitute who has just come on. Whistle. Offside call there against Shadeen Lopez, the 20-year-old. There he is.
Yes, but we've seen some really good build-up play so far from Arnett in the second half. Definitely a change of tactics in terms of how they will go forward. Again, that looks very tight. The offside call there.
There's the offside call there with Watkins. Certainly having a lot easier time this afternoon than he had against Mount Pleasant 2 Saturdays ago.
And he wants to keep his focus, you know, so often for goalkeepers not having a lot to do. And the only time you know if they're concentrating is when something comes their way. He will have to do what's necessary to keep himself in this one.
Coming with a pretty ambitious effort from distance. Not threatening goalkeeper Watkins.
Not at all along the surface, and didn't have the kind of power behind it, nor direction. Watkins.
Yeah, pretty stiff wind at the moment.
Sometimes even with the win as an advantage, you feel in the back of your team, sometimes it can work against your team.
Yeah.
In terms of passes going astray and being able to decide the amount of force to put on the pass.
Morgan. Pennycook. Pennycook has stood up well at central defence for Tivoli Gardens in the match and a half that we've seen him so far. Certainly played well against Mount Pleasant, and so far today has been pretty solid central defence for Tivoli Gardens.
He's pretty much there as an organizer, but won all the duels he's been involved in. His positioning has been good too.
I think Lopez didn't realise he didn't have that much time on the ball because Flemings was tracking back quickly.
Again, it was a Pennycook who intercepted. Good anticipation there just to get around Barnes and play that one out.
Sigrid throw to Lopez. Again, Lopez robbed of the ball by Flemings, who challenges alertly for the ball.
That's how you get some of the timelines from your young players getting up to the speed of the next level. Just need to be a bit sharper.
Lopez again. Barnes knocked over by Pennycook.
Easy call there for referee Nemhard. But again, because they would have been playing their first game, match sharpness would have been an issue for Arnett today, albeit that it's only one game more that Tivoli would have played.
Yeah. Martin does really well here. Guthrie, good skill. Guthrie goes for the strike. Effort on goal from distance. Wide of the target.
I don't want to repeat myself so often, but I have to say it though, in terms of Arnett coming out in this second half, really looking to put the ball down on the turf. Link up plays, this was the second time I've seen good one-touch, two-touch passing in the final third. And much better in transition, more compact when they go forward. A lot more players coming into play.
Nelson knocked off the ball there, free kick taken quickly. Johnson goes for the aerial pass as at the moment Tivoli kicking against the wind, and you just saw that ball being held up by the breeze.
Made it very much easier for Simpson to effect that header.
Oh, there's Guthrie now for Arnett. Beats his man well, Guthrie. But Flemings challenges successfully for Tivoli.
Just one touch too many there, it felt for Guthrie. Barnes might have just strayed offside, which caused him to take that extra touch.
Yeah, here's Guthrie. Yeah, but Flemings has been tackling really well for Tivoli Gardens. And it's not very easy to defeat this 33-year-old.
His stats might have been up a bit, but it was all ball for him.
Flemings a tough customer in Premier League football. Has been playing Premier League football since 2013-2014. There's Martin, I think it's down. Yeah, Martin looks to have some trouble with the right leg. Somewhere around the quad there, apparently. Painful for him. Yeah, there's Kimar Flemings.
Often said as a defender, you want to be firm and in your challenges, and certainly has been so far in this game.
When the Premier League was aborted last year, March, Arnett Gardens were actually 7th in the table and outside of a playoff spot. Tivoli were just inside the playoff spot in 5th, but they were just 1 point ahead of Arnett Gardens on 43, Arnett on 42, so there wasn't much between these two teams when the season abruptly ended last year.
So maybe it's safe to say that if there's going to be a winner today of these two teams, it's not going to be by a big margin.
No, it's certainly not heading that way. Arnett had some defensive issues last year. They were 4th worst defensively in the league up to the time of the league being aborted. They conceded 42 goals of the 29 games that they had played. Only Malines with 47, and the bottom of the table teams UWI with 51 and Vere with 47 had conceded more goals than they had. And the problem with Arnett traditionally is that even though they may give up goals, they usually score a lot of goals. Big effort from distance from Kung. A lot of power on the strike, but it was high.
Always sailing over, but you expected Arnett to have corrected that coming into this season, especially with their coach and his reputation as a player. You suspected he would have appreciated the importance of the defence and want to set that right this turn around.
Simpson with a pass upfield to Guthrie, but Guthrie's pass not kept in there by Cephas. But Guthrie looking a lot more comfortable on the ball here in the second half than he did in the first half, the diminutive Arnett Gardens captain. And it's an illustration of the youth emphasis that Arnett Gardens are advertising this season. Dwight, that their current captain is only having his second season in the Premier League and is only 22 years old in the number 16 shirt, Romeo Guthrie.
Definitely epitomise what they're about as a unit, and you should get good energy from this team. You play to the 90-minute.
Johnson, good strike! Oh, and Rodriguez holds it, not all that convincingly, but prevents the ball from going in.
They're always dipping in front of him, so had to be careful with that one. Always a difficult one for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think they're a bit of an appeal there, but I don't think they can convincingly argue that he was playing the ball back to his goalkeeper. He was winning possession of the ball and it deflected onto the path of the goalkeeper. Flemings. Oh, Grace pass down the middle channel, not finding the target. Here's the play again. Well, I think it may have been a handball that they were appealing for, but it struck into his abdomen.
No, it was never a handball.
No, and I don't think he was in any
attempting
case
to do
attempting
something.
to play the ball back to the goalkeeper. Yeah, Arnett wasting the ball again. Young Kong just with the heavy pass.
Another
4 shots on goal now by Tivoli. No shots on target by this Arnett Gardens team. So Tivoli continuing to be offensively the more willing team. But there are a lot of aspects of both teams that will be disappointing their coaches.
one of the things that we've seen tactically a change there from Arnett is that they've pushed higher up the field. The defensive line has gone a little higher, making it a little tighter in the middle of the park for Tivoli, making it difficult for them to really continue their dominance in possession and really hurrying them. And apart from that shot that we saw from Johnson just a while ago, really had done well since the second half started to really thwart the effort of this Tivoli Gardens team.
Lopez under some pressure, fouled by Morgan. Free kick to Tivoli Gardens, who have lost some of their strike power with the fact that 2 of their key strikers, Colorado Murray and Andre Moulton, 2 of their most prolific goal scorers between 2017 and 2019, had left for Waterhouse. And maybe part of their struggles in the past season and a half would be that they don't have the prolific goal scoring strength that they had 3-4 years ago.
And even the bluntness a little bit less in terms of sharpness up front has also come about today, Lance, because a little bit surprising to have seen Elliott and Garrison taken off. Not sure, it looks to have been just tactical, but they were a part of everything bright and beautiful for Tivoli in that first half.
Yeah, can't help but feel that there could be some injury issues or something. Didn't see that. Oh, the header on goal. Not a bad effort there from Simpson. Oh, tall young man just soaring high there and getting a header on. But still, not on target. So shots on target for Arnett still registering as 0.
And you can't score if you're not getting your shots on target.
Yeah, but he did well there to get the header on, but he didn't direct the header on goal. Price for Tivoli Gardens. Barnes putting pressure on him. Yeah, actually wins a throw. Good persistence there from the tall Arnett striker. Just puts the Tivoli captain under some pressure and gives up a throw, which he apologizes to his team about. We're hitting the hour mark now, and just some moments of start for Arnett Gardens, who are about to inject into the game two men with pace, Damari Deacon and Steve Clark. Oh, great pass on to Morgan. Pulled over by Cunningham. I wonder if he handled the ball before the foul on him, though. Let's see what happened. No. Didn't quite touch the arm, but he was dragged over by Cunningham. So this free kick for Tivoli Gardens could be problematic for Rodriguez in the Arnett Gardens goal, because I believe Jermaine Teddy Johnson, the 41-year-old, will certainly want to strike this one.
He's taking all the interest in this one.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will take this ball off him.
73 caps for Jamaica, including 12 goals. And many goals as well for Sheffield Wednesday in England.
Bowers showing some interest as well.
Romain Bowers in the 38 shirt, setting up for a left-footed strike, but maybe it is Johnson that will strike it. 62nd minute here, Johnson's strike, and Rodriguez with a save. He was bending away. And Rodriguez does well with a clean take. Pennycook putting some pressure here on Lopez.
Doing well, Pennycook, but always a good indication of who's going to take the strike is player that last set that ball up. That was always going wide from Johnson. But Rodriguez looks like he's a goalkeeper. Just showing a spectacular. Arnett trying to get fresh legs onto the park.
Flemings. Smith goes wide to McCain. Bowers. Nelson. McCain's cross deflected for a corner. So Tivoli, I think this will be corner number 6 now, is it? Or is it? Yeah, Arnett getting ready to make a couple of substitutions, I think. In the meantime, McCain prepares to launch this one in the middle to give Tivoli the go-ahead goal if they can get it. Simpson with a header out. McCain. Guthrie scrambles the ball away, the Arnett Gardens captain. Gray for Tivoli. Bowers. Bounced off the ball by Simpson. The ball's still alive here for Tivoli. Over the top, brilliant save by Rodriguez.
That's a good built-up play there from Tivoli Gardens, showing some patience, passing around at the top of the box there. When that ball was stayed true, just hit the woodwork. I don't think the goalkeeper,
Rodriguez didn't touch it. It skimmed the top of the crossbar.
Just kisses the crossbar. Arnett now making their change, a substitution. And just to point out, they did get the opportunity on the corner kick for Tivoli Gardens to make the substitution, but just a point of note there for coaches.
Yeah.
You don't want to make the substitution at that time. So often players forget their mark. New players coming in just not living up to what is expected.
Damari Deacon now in for Shadane Lopez, so Lopez is out. And second change because Harley Barnes has gone off and Steve Clark is now on for him. So Arnett making two significant changes up front and getting some more experienced players in. Steve Clark and Damari Deacon have had several years of Premier League football behind them. Here's Arnett trying to go forward, but Johnson picks up a loose ball. Nelson's cross is not a good one, goes behind.
Not a good one at all. And Barnes' substitution, less puzzling than that of Elliott that went on earlier for Tivoli. He had a quiet game, did Barnes.
Yeah, the two Arnett men that just came on, he said, vastly more experienced than the ones they replaced.
And with some pace, you suggest, Lance?
Yeah, Deacon very fast, Clark very, very fast players. Morgan. Sigri puts the pressure on and wins the battle. Throw to Tivoli on the halfway line.
Just now, Sigri was just trying to be a little bit cute with it. Sometimes you just need to get the ball out and allow your defensive shape to reset.
Oh, Morgan goes down the right channel, gets Nelson into the play. Nelson being harassed here by Simpson. Oh, Morgan fails to keep the ball in.
And it was developing into a good play there. Morgan just cooks the ball over and got the better of Simpson. Just overran it and couldn't threaten.
Still overcast, and the stiff wind here at the Captain Horace Burrell Centre of Excellence ground now. Arnett with the opportunity. Oh, Tivoli! Oh, the headed goal by the substitute, Devon Gray. So they've worked hard for it, Tivoli Gardens. And it's the super sub. Gray puts Tivoli up by 1-0.
That was a lovely header, good control header, but the cross coming into the box, beautiful, was pinpoint. And if you look at it, just a one-time ball into the box, and that ball was played in there. Good assist.
Yeah, the two substitutes, Romain Bowers.
Two substitutes combining,
linking up for the goal.
And that was beautiful goal. Heading where it came from. You have to give credit to the pass into the box. Gray had very little to do that occasion, and he just couldn't miss from that position. And it's not more than what Tivoli deserves, you'd feel, Lance. They've been the team with all the shots on target. And finally, Rodriguez has been beaten.
Yeah. We have a second water break now, and I think Tivoli is getting ready to make another change. We see Rodrigo Wellington toward the sideline, getting ready to be inserted into the game, we think. The conditions a lot cooler now than it was 25 minutes ago. Well, Tivoli Gardens working very hard for this go-ahead goal. As we said, the two substitutes combining for the goal. Bowers knocking the ball inside. Here it is, lobbed pass, and the headed goal by Devon Gray.
And just before he made that pass, Bowers, you could see when the throw came into him, just a little glance over his shoulder, and as such was able to execute that pass. It's not an easy one, just over his shoulder, but pinpoint accuracy with that pass, and Gray was never going to miss from that close range. I feel it's going to be difficult for Arnett Gardens to come back in this one, with a game they're yet to register a shot on target.
Yeah, there's Rodrigo Wellington. He is now on for Tivoli Gardens in place of Jermaine Johnson, the veteran. So the veteran eases out of the game.
I feel that has a lot to do with the fact that much in terms of pre-season and being the veteran he is. He felt he might not be in the position to last the full 90 minutes. But gave a decent account of himself for the opening 70 minutes of this one.
So Arnett, their backs now against the wall. Tivoli making another change as well. There's Tommy Lawrence on. "20 minutes remaining in the game, and Arnett trying to get back. Here's Lawrence to Gray. Martin cuts the play off.
So often you have Lance players sometimes disappointed that they don't get into the starting lineup, but very often you win a game based on the strength of your bench and the subs coming off. But the right attitude came once he came on, put himself into some dangerous position, and in the end rewarded with being on the end of a lovely ball into the box from Bowles.
Gray gives Tivoli Gardens their first goal of the season, following their 0-0 opener against Mount Pleasant. Twice in the last 6 seasons, Arnett Gardens had swept Tivoli, meaning they'd beaten them all 3 games for the season, back in 2018-2019 and 2014-2015. We can say with some assurance now that that won't happen this year.
It didn't look that way, and I said, as I alluded to earlier, also with the fact that they're rebuilding a youthful aggregate, and on the evidence of what we saw here early before that goal was scored, it's always going to be difficult for Arnett Gardens to continue that trend.
It's the first headed goal of the season as well. All the goals that we've seen so far have come from the boot.
Give credit though, but not that difficult it was but his positioning made that
he took a couple of steps backwards to get himself away from the defenders, to make himself clear. So you are right, he positioned himself really well, Devon Gray. Clark sent the ball wide looking for Deacon, so the two Arnett subs trying to combine here, as did the Tivoli men a couple of minutes ago, to give them their goal. Tivoli sturdy in defence though. There's McCain, man of the match last Saturday when they held off Mount Pleasant. And there's Steve Clark, very pacey right-sided player for Arnett Gardens. Currently in the middle of the park though, but in past seasons he had been more of a flank player down the right side. Martin for Arnett. Deacon can't get to it before McCain does. Oh, he was attempting there to not give up a corner, but he has given up a corner. Price gets the ball away for Tivoli.
Almost a well floated pass there from Martin. Almost measured, just didn't get through on it. He spoke about the defence for Tivoli. Price there, also been solid today.
Price with a header out. His very first season at Premier League football, Price, he was actually on the Arnett Gardens books. But in the ensuing years, so many of them, it's all been Tivoli Gardens rising to the captaincy position now. Good counter-attacking play now by Tivoli Gardens. Gray, the goal scorer, gets free. Still Gray. Wellington! Brilliant save by the goalkeeper, comes out, makes himself big. Wellington will rue the opportunity there because he got himself free and was for a moment unchallenged onto the goalkeeper.
He made himself big. Very big there, Rodriguez. And once he's given a chance, Rodriguez, you feel he's always going to do well. No chance on the other. But again, for the third time in this game, given an opportunity, he really comes up trumps for Arnett. Had it not been for him, then the scoreline would have been much wider, you feel. he still will have some work to do here with this corner kick for Tivoli Gardens.
Wellington's corner. Roberts and the goalkeeper colliding there. And I think Roberts is a little upset with his goalkeeper. But it was a frantic moment.
I don't know, he can be upset if the goalkeeper had not called.
Yeah.
But when the goalkeeper calls as a defender, you want to get out the way.
Yeah. And both of them have the same intentions. Oh, Price misses the header. Deacon. Clark stolen or robbed of the ball by Pennycook, who continues to be smart in central defence for Tivoli Gardens. The back heel, Flemings, great football by Tivoli Gardens. Powers wide, smashes into the light post, way behind the goal. But we had the opportunity for seeing a moment of magic here, where the two substitutes for Tivoli Gardens could have hit the net.
I think he went for the spectacular here, just in time. Not an easy skill to execute. Had to keep his eyes on it, wait for it to come down, and time it well.
Clark being chased here by Pennycook. Martin. Kong. Guthrie. I didn't think Guthrie was expecting the pass. And he lost it. Roberts goes out wide. Kong. Martin. Simpson. Roberts. Arnett, top of their own half. Oh, Deacon a little lazy with that. He was complaining that the pass should have been for Segri instead of him, suggesting he didn't expect the pass.
And he should expect it all the time. He was moving and he was in the attacking third. He made himself an option and has to prepare yourself and get yourself ready.
Now the substitute here for Arnett Gardens. Rashid Kelson on for Luca Kong. So Rashid Kelson, an ex-Real Mona man, now on, and another youngster suits up for Arnett Gardens. Deacon. Still Deacon.
Coach Thomas really trying to get the same effect from his substitutes as had Tivoli Gardens.
Yeah, good work here by Simpson, just stealing the ball. And Arnett pressing forward here, looking to put Tivoli on the back foot. Sergei goes back to his central defender, Cunningham.
We have a player down for Tivoli on the halfway line. He's effectively playing with 10, and maybe that's the reason why Price booted it out.
Yeah. Yeah, the Tivoli man down there. Just over 12 minutes now, just 12 minutes plus time to be added on for stoppages remaining here.
The experience coming to play for Tivoli Gardens and the substitutes coming on for Arnett not having the same effect as those for Tivoli Gardens, Lance. And I think so often we hear the cliche that the game is won from the bench, or in today's game for sure, literally today, if Tivoli is to go on and win this one, which it looks highly likely, it would have been won from the bench.
Yeah. Nelson is hobbling off the field, so Tivoli will continue to play with 10 men for the moment, as Nelson is taken off onto the sidelines to get some medical attention. Martin goes wide here to Deacon. Still Martin. Guthrie. Clark with a strike. Deflected behind for a corner. The ball came off McCain. The Arnett arms went up into the air to suggest as if they feel it may have brushed the arm. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, Clark with a strike. What happened there? Maybe. Clark with a corner for Arnett. Whistle. Yeah, the referee Nemar probably spotted something there in the box, but Clark struck that right-footed effort on goal that hit into McCain and won that corner there.
For a moment there, Lance, with that play being, when the play was developing, I felt Guthrie running onto it. The goal opened up for him. I felt he was, with it momentum or running onto it, would have struck it on goal.
Yeah. Deacon goes into the box, tumbles over from the Pennycook challenge. Nothing there, says referee Nemard.
I think he just hit him to the turf.
Yeah, Lawrence wins possession here. Gray and Cunningham with the chase. Rodriguez just giving his Arnett supporters some anxious moments there.
I think he gave himself some anxious moments as well. Don't think he intended that, but he will tell you he did.
Yeah, Bowers there just guilty of shoving Robertson, I think, in the face. He's given up a free kick here, so time running out on Arnett as they look for the equaliser. Here's that play there, yeah, just pushing Roberts in the face there, Bowers. There's Bowers who assisted on the Devon Gray goal.
Certainly been in the thick of things since he has come on. Really been a good substitute for Tivoli today.
Yeah.
You expect when you make a substitution that your substitutes, they either will come on and lift the standard of the game or maintain what you have. If a player down here, referee obliged to stop play because of the head injury. Just to confirm there, Tivoli leading Arnett by a 1-0.
Yeah, on that Devroy Gray strike with a header. Arnett Garns on the back foot. Yeah, so here's the goal. McCain. Well, Bowers with a lobbed ball inside, and Devroy Gray just positioning himself really well for the header and steering it past goalkeeper Rodriguez.
It was a decent pass into the box, and Gray really just had to put his head into it. Just so often you see the cross coming in behind the striker and he has to twist the neck muscle. On that occasion he just went into that one.
McCain gets rid of the ball. Another solid outing here from the Tivoli Garns left full back. So many other Caribbean players now involved in the Jamaica Premier League. Arnett Garns had a couple of Kitishans on their roster last year. Salus Cannonier and Giovanni Lake, who had impressed when they came to Jamaica for the Olympic qualifying tournament and won that group ahead of Jamaica. Cannonier and Lake signed up by Arnett Gardens, but after the COVID-19 break, they've decided to stay home. And not renew their contract with the Junglists, as they call Arnett Gardens.
Yes, and I anticipate that many more overseas players will be coming into this league. Much improved, new look, and I'm expecting to see a lot more players from overseas looking to ply their trade here. It's a call there for referee Nemhard. But despite the fact that Coach Williams said he was working a lot on the offensive side of his game and he got the reward for it by getting a goal today, his defence remains strong. Pennycook, one of those players who has had a decent game along with Price, certainly putting their hands up for candidates for MVP. Lance.
Yeah. There were some solid performances. I thought Pennycook very, very solid at central defence for Tivoli Garns. This man, Kimar Flemings, has been flawless as well. Very, very good tackling. And he has really hurt Arnett Garns with a lot of their offensive plays, Flemings. Deacon trying to steer the ball inside for the substitute, Rashid Kelson. Gray. Nelson. Under pressure here, Nelson. I think he handled the ball, did he?
Just bubbled up on his hand, and in that part of the field, not into referee not wanting to give any advantage after the ball has hit the hand.
Whistle. McCain has also been outstanding for the second game in a row for Tivoli Gardens.
Steady, I think, and that's always a coach's dream to know. A coach always likes to know what he's going to get. He'll take a 6 all day, then a 9 and a 2. So Kane, yes, steady again today, but in terms of standing for today, I have to agree, Flemings and Pennycook has stood out.
Yeah, defensively, Tivoli have really robbed Arnett Gardens a lot of their offensive moves in this game.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I think with 86 minutes gone in the game, Arnett is yet to have a shot on target.
None. You're right. Disagree.
I think if that continues towards the end of 90 minutes, I think that gives the defender, to me, the edge.
Wow, bad tackle. Cunningham. That's a very reckless challenge from Cunningham on the goal scorer, Devroy Gray. Cunningham looks to have hurt himself as well.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. I mean, the more you look at it in slow-mo, as they say, it looks worse, but definitely was a bad challenge from Cunningham.
Yeah, the kind of play that the referee could have contemplated the red as well.
Most definitely. And that's the difference between Arnett and Tivoli in terms of their substitution, affecting the game in different ways. Tivoli's substitutes more having a positive impact on the game, and Arnett's substitutes have not been able to bring about that change or raise the level that Coach Thomas would have anticipated.
Price goes down the left channel. Nelson! Oh, doesn't get the shot off. Whistle. What was that?
His first touch looked like it would have set him up, but that
maybe a handball.
Yeah, because that touch looked so crisp. Maybe he needed a hand to assist. But for a moment there, you felt setting himself up for a strike on goal, and Rodriguez would have had to be at his best to prevent Tivoli going 2 up in the dying moments of this one.
Pennycook, classy as usual, wins the ball and his distribution excellent upfield. Arnett, though, with possession, looking for a late equaliser. Flemings.
So Lance, based on that comment just now, I'm going for Pennycook.
Gray, under pressure from Cunningham. Still Gray. Still Gray. Flemings. Lawrence. Oh, Wellington can't retrieve. Cephas gets away with the ball.
It's been a great cameo performance from Gray. He has really come on and really lifted the tempo and the intensity and threat for this Tivoli Gardens team. Tivoli looking to make another substitution.
Yeah, I think that's Nelson down again, is it? Yeah, Nelson has had a rough outing here. These big, strong Arnett defenders are not keen on taking prisoners. Cunningham over 6 feet. Ezra and Simpson over 6 feet as well.
So Nelson substituted here for Tivoli. Shane Thompson comes in.
Simpson upfield with a pass, but gives it away. McCain. Smith. Oh, a lot of confidence on the ball. Smith goes down the left channel to play broken up though. Simpson challenges well. Has played well at defence here for Arnett Garnes. I think both Arnett central defenders have played well today.
And they did well. Couldn't do anything on that goal that Gray scored.
Yeah. Clark under pressure from Price, who bundles him over. Clark looks pleadingly at the referee but gets no sympathy as we are into stoppage time now. 3 minutes added on. And Tivoli Gardens are on the verge here of collecting a victory over Arnett Gardens.
Price was very smart there, just with the momentum, just nudged the attacker there and put him off balance, and not enough for referee Nemar to punish him for.
Wasted play there by Cunningham. Gives the ball up into stoppage time. Tivoli's last victory over Arnett Gardens in Premier League football came back in November 2019 when they won 3-1. Captain Price, Garrison and young Dawkins the scorers for Tivoli Gardens on that occasion. And it was some time before that they had beaten Arnett Gardens in any Premier League fixture. Over a year, in fact. It was February 2018, their last win before that. So Tivoli on the attack here with Wellington. Still Wellington. Oh, Wellington does well here. Can he get the crossing? He does. And Cunningham knocks it behind for a corner.
There's a good driving run.
Rodrigo Wellington.
Showing good strength and drive there from Wellington. Got in behind the Arnett Gardens defensive line and is looking to put in a telling cross.
Yeah, spent some time with Waterhouse and Marvelly Hewington as well in Premier League football, Wellington.
Lawrence there looking to keep the ball in the corner just to eat up some of the 3 additional minutes.
Yeah. Desperation time this now for Arnett Gardens as they are facing defeat as we have less than a half of a minute remaining here in this fixture as 3 minutes added on for stoppages about to elapse, and Tivoli Gardens on the brink of getting a hard-earned victory over Arnett Gardens, a young new-look Arnett Gardens team. And there's the referee Nemard's whistle. Tivoli Gardens with their first 3 points of the season after starting off with a 0-0 draw against Mount Pleasant, and they've come up with a fine victory here. Worked really hard against an Arnett Gardens team that looked in many parts disjointed, but there's their captain Romeo Guthrie. Had an improved second half, but your super sub Devroy Gray makes the difference between these two teams. The ball lobbed inside to him by another substitute, Romain Bowers. And that's the difference. Yeah, the big central defender for Arnett Gardens looks gassed. So as the sun comes out once again on an afternoon where we've had overcast, then sunny, then overcast conditions, the sun shines brightly for Tivoli Gardens, 5-time champions of the Premier League. Now 4 points from their 2 fixtures, so they go joint top of the table with their 2-game unbeaten run. Devroy Gray, the 6th to 7th minute strike, coming off the bench. Tivoli Gardens 1-0 over Arnett Gardens.